here, because I think that's a part of allyship and that's part of reconciliation, is like taking your own responsibility to know where you are.
I fear that without context, some people might, get the wrong idea about indigenous communities and not understand that it's happening there not because of intrinsic qualities, but because of a system. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I totally understand what you're saying, and I think this often happens with Indigenous people, is we get boxed in to always be advocates for bringing awareness to history and bringing awareness and always educating people on the history, and it's always put on our backs, and it's always our responsibility to make sure that people know about this happened to us, X, Y, and Z, this is why this system's in place, and sometimes it just gets so tiring, and it's a lot of responsibility for us always to be advocating for people to know about the history within Canada. So I think Monet does a really good job of, saying where her experience has come from, but also hoping that this opens the eyes and the ears to the breeders to also further do their own research and their own education on what's happened here, because I think that's a part of allyship and that's part of reconciliation, is like taking your own responsibility to know where you are and like know where you live. She also does mention residential schools, and she does mention a bit about the 60 Scoop, but I think it wasn't Monet's responsibility to ensure that she speaks about the whole history of Canada and its relationship to Indigenous people.